What's up? Tyler from Plugged On. I'm here with an album review. I'm going to talk about Perdida from Stone Temple Pilots. This is their 8th album, the follow-up to their 2018 self-titled record, and the second with their new singer, Jeff Gutt. Stone Temple Pilots is a classic band from the 90s grunge era. If you just never heard of them. I like Stone Temple Pilots a lot, especially those first two albums, which I feel is kind of a cliche thing to say about Stone Temple Pilots, but those first two albums are amazing. And then they do have some cool songs after that as well. Of course, Stone Temple Pilots was fronted by Scott Weiland, very interesting sound with him. And then, Chester Bennington joined the band. They did a record with him back in 2010, and unfortunately both of them have passed away, and now Jeff Gutt's in the band. And I saw Stone Temple Pilots, man, it might have been 2018 at the MMRBQ Festival in Camden, New Jersey, and I was blown away by how good this guy sounded. I mean, he sounds just like Scott Weiland. That's kind of scary. It's a little bit like William Duvall and sound like Lane Staley and Alice in Chains, but William Duvall definitely does have his own sound. They've definitely incorporated him in his own kind of way since then, and so it's interesting. Stone Temple Pilots kind of doing the same thing here with Jeff, and like I said, I was blown away. I'm like, I can't believe how good this guy sounds, and there were some tracks that I enjoyed off their self-titled album. It wasn't the most mind-blowing thing, but there was some good stuff on there. But then, I was curious with this album because they said it's going to be very kind of folk feeling and all acoustic. And I'm like, okay, that's interesting. And I'll just say, might be a controversial take. I don't know. I just feel like this is one of the best things Stone Temple Pilots has ever done. And I'm not saying it's their best album, but compared to the latter albums with Scott Weiland, the record with Chester Bennington, even the self-titled they put out 2 years ago, I enjoyed this album much more than all of those, to be honest with you. And, if you are a Stone Temple Pilots fan, I just feel like you can't sleep on this album because there's some really quality stuff on here. I love when 90s grunge bands do acoustic sets or versions of their songs. One of my favorite things STP has done, I love that acoustic version of Plush. It is absolutely golden. Scott sounds so good. It's honestly my favorite version of that song. And one of my favorite things Alice in Chains did is the MTV Unplugged. And then, of course, they did, this album reminds me a lot of, Sap or Jar of Flies, stuff like that. I love the feeling that those bands can create when they do acoustic material. And Stone Temple Pilots just nails this album. I love just about every song on here. Fare Thee Well, Three Wishes, and then the title track. Opening this album up is just amazing. There's some really great atmosphere and some great feeling that is created with the guitar work. They sound great, and they really bring it. I think Perdida is one of my favorite songs in terms of guitar work and really just getting some good feeling on there. But then you have songs such as Miles Away or She's My Queen that's really great. She's My Queen is such an excellent song vocally, and man, does Jeff Gutt sound good on this record. It's just unbelievable. Some of the higher pitched vocals that he's hitting is perfect, but then he just brings the right feeling to these songs all the time. And it just kind of, it hits me sometimes when I listen to this album. I lose myself in it because it flows so well and it's so beautifully written. And like I said, if you're a fan of Stone Temple Pilots, don't sleep on this because I feel like this is the best example of what Jeff Gutt can bring to this band. And just keep making acoustic records. That's all I give a shit about. Tracks such as I Don't Know the Time is great. And lyrically, I think there's some great songs on here as well. And I love it from start to finish. I don't really know what else to say about it. I just think they bring the right feelings to these tracks. And Jeff brings the vocal component and just takes it to a whole nother level. This whole thing, I loved my time with it. Every time I listen to it. So yeah, it's an 8.5 out of 10. I really like it a lot. Let me know what you think of Perdida from Stone Temple Pilots. Thanks for watching, listening. See you later.